Hi, Stephanie Stevenson here. Welcome to my live stream. It's my weekly Wednesday night live stream starting at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. And I'm Stephanie Stevenson. I'm also known as Watercolor Artiste in social media circles. And I am the artist of MidLifeArtist.com. And if you've been with me these past few weeks, then you know I've been working on a couple of things, mainly my portrait of my grandson. So I'll be showing you that. It is complete. I just have to do the edges and then let it dry and sign it and then varnish it, of course. But in terms of the actual painting itself, it's complete. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. If you're new here, welcome. This is my weekly live stream where I just hold myself accountable to make sure I'm doing artwork every week. Even if it's just one day a week, it's Wednesday nights. So welcome. I've got a few announcements to make. I'll also, if you've been with me for the past couple of times, you know we've been fostering a stray kitten that ended up in our backyard. And I'll share an update. We called her Stella, and so yeah, we've got that going on. So yeah, lots happening. Um, and I'll be working on a painting tonight that I started on Monday. And I'm hoping to make some decent progress on it tonight because I'd like to finish it in time for what will be an announcement. And I'll bring that up here shortly. Let me go ahead and get to my announcement. First and foremost is Stella. That is Stella. She is an orange tabby kitten. We don't know how young she is. Um, she showed up in our backyard and was very emaciated. And she, let me just see here. You're not seeing, not sure why the live stream's not working on, the live stream's not working on, interesting. I'm not sure why it's not working either. Huh. I apologize. I'm checking in on why the live stream's not working. Okay, it's working on my end, I think. Maybe refresh. Anyway, I'm going to keep going, hoping that that will fix it. But again, I apologize. I did everything correct, so I think it's not me this time when it comes to the streaming. I've got my audio, I've got my video, I've got my settings. It shows that it's live streaming on both, I think. Yeah. So, yeah. So yeah, if you're seeing me on Rumble, please drop a note in chat. If you're seeing me on YouTube, please drop a note in chat because it shows that I am streaming on Rumble, but I don't know why. Okay, it wasn't showing up before. Okay. Okay, great. My apologies again. Not, I don't think it was my fault that there was technical difficulties on the one platform. Anyway, but this is Stella. She's doing well. Um, she loves humans and she loves belly rubs. And I've reached out to hopefully the Humane Society near me to see if they will help us get her adopted out. I'd like for her to go to the Humane Society so she can be picked out from somebody by somebody. But if they have no room, we will be willing to foster her until they find somebody. But they're the pros at vetting humans for animals So we would like for them to handle that. We're doing our part to help her, but yeah. So there's Stella. Now I'm going to share my painting of Menon. If you've been watching me these past several times, I have been working on this painting, and I completed it this week off camera. um, and I think he turned out all right. And he's on a 24-inch square canvas, and I got to finish the edges of the canvas and then get it signed, and then get it varnished. I want to get a nice picture of it or get it scanned so that I can get a print of it for myself. I'm going to give it to my son because this is his firstborn, and my first grandson. I've got another grandson in the works, in the oven, getting ready to come full term come September. So I'm looking forward to, hopefully, cross your fingers, of me getting up there to see him. Right now it's not looking too good, but you never know. God's a God of miracles, and maybe I'll get to go. So we'll see. But that's Benin. I'm pretty proud of the painting, and I hope my son likes it. I think I shared it with him, and he said he loved it. So yeah. And what's next? Okay. I've mentioned this art show, the last stream. This coming Sunday, June 28th, from 3 to 4:30, is the artist reception at the Harris Arts Center in Calhoun, Georgia. This is where they host all the artists that are participating in the exhibition that is going from June 15th through July 31st. And in this show, I have 3 works of art that are being displayed. Crazy Bear for You has 1 work of art being displayed there. We're going to be there on Sunday afternoon to meet and greet. So if you're in the Northwest Georgia area, anywhere near Calhoun, and you want to come in and meet us, please drop in Sunday afternoon at 3 and meet us and the other artists that are participating in this regional art show. I'm sorry if I do this because I got trifocals. And, this is what happens when you become a midlife artist. You need the glasses and the different focals. But yes, the other announcement is I help moderate an artist group on True Social called the Arts Collective. And it's a small group because it's new. But we're going to be doing a live stream next Wednesday. So instead of focusing on me and my artwork and the like, my live stream next week is going to be hosting the 250th celebration for the Arts Collective group, in which the members of the group will have shared their patriotic works, their patriotic music, their creative projects that speak of the American dream, American history, Americana, freedom, that type of thing. We're also going to allow members to share photographs of forebears that have served the country and helped afford us all the freedoms that we currently enjoy that could be, in some cases, on the chopping block if we're not careful. So help us to celebrate America's 250th next Wednesday at 8 o'clock on this channel. Again, I'll be hosting it, but it is for the group called the Arts Collective. And it's a group effort by the moderators to highlight the artists that are members of the group. If you're an artist and a creative and you're on True Social and you've got a good attitude and are a patriot and get along well with others, you play well with others, then you're welcome to request membership, and maybe we can get you in there too. The deadline for anyone who is a member of the group should get their artwork or project to Art of Zin, who is receiving the submissions and is collating them in a way that we will be able to share them and highlight everyone who is participating. So mark your calendar for next Wednesday, 8 o'clock, this channel. I get to be honored with hosting that event. So yes, there you go on that one. And let's see. Aha! Speaking of the group, I have been working on this Zentangle called the Arts Collective. Um, and I actually have it here. I've got the black and white version finished, but I'm going to be, let me just show you how big it is. You can see it's on, what is it on? 11 by 14. It's 11 by 14 paper on a drawing pad. So I've got it complete. I'm going to go in on the original here to watercolor some color in there. But I've been testing out ways to how I want to color it, and I am not sure yet where I want to go with it. But I thought I'd share this with you initially to show you what's there. If you see up top in the letter A is the Starfleet communicator button. Hey, Gooncake, welcome to the chat, and welcome to all the lurkers and observers that are watching quietly. Welcome. You're welcome to watch. The R is there next to the A, that's encircled by the snake tail. And then the T in arts is a power pole, one of those heavy duty ones. And then the S, of course, is the head of the snake that wraps around the R there. And so what you see around the A of arts is tribbles. And if you're a Star Trek fan, then you know that refers to the tribbles with the episode The Trouble with Tribbles. And so I've got them here and there in this Zentangle, causing trouble, because that's what the episode of Star Trek in the original Star Trek was. Sort of like a Gremlins kind of scenario where you don't add, you don't get them wet, you don't feed them after midnight, things like that. Hey, Zen, welcome to the chat, buddy. Good to see you. I hope you're doing okay. And then the C in collective is like rope, and I've got a tribble like launching himself off of the C, and he says, wee! I've got the letter O, that is like the ring of power from the Lord of the Rings, and then the two L's in the word collective are this big musical note. If you play the notes in the music bars here, then they may sound familiar, and I'll see if anyone knows what they are. I got Pac-Man, so if you're an 80s kid like me, then you know exactly what that is. I got a peanut butter cookie that's been bitten that forms this letter C with a tribble on top, a tribble eating a crumb down here. I got MC Hammer for the T, and then a tribble reading a book right between the T and the V, the vase of the sunflower, which is the I, and a ladybug flying towards it. And then the V and the E, I used some collage paper with words, so like the typewritten word for our authors and those who write literature, because we have those in our group as well. And the V is also a little swimming pool of a diver diving in, and in between the vase of the sunflower and the V and the E are books to represent literature. So I tried to represent as many of the arts that encompass our membership in this Zentangle, and I do plan to color it. So I just thought I'd share those things with you. So yeah, what I'm working on tonight is a painting that I'm hoping to finish this week in time to send to Art of Zen on Saturday. I've got one in with him for next Wednesday's show, but I'd like to get another one done, and so you're along for the ride if you're watching. Let's see here. But before I do that, I'm going to, I got my palette cam. Hopefully it's working. Come on, there it is. Okay. So yeah, just so you know, I was talking about the Zentangle, and since I've got the palette cam up, I'm just going to show you. I had copies made. Ron helped get me copies to practice what colors I might want. I started off with this, and I was using the Derwent Inktense pencils, which are like ink pencils. So they're not as forgiving as watercolors because once it's down, it doesn't come back up. So I started off kind of doing something like this. This is a smaller scale. And I didn't like how it was turning out. I did like the sunset like in the background. But so I tried another one. And so this is the other one I've been working on, includes last night. I haven't colored the tribbles. And the ring, I'll have to come back in, you know. Again, this is just a practice sheet, but these notes have color to them as well. If you are familiar with the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind, there's a 5-note communication that they play in that movie with color bars. And so that's kind of my ode to that. I love that movie. And then this is the peanut butter cookie, you know, so, and the sunflower, the ladybug flying in. I did a different color of snake here. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure if that's, like I said, I liked the sunset kind of background there. Just seemed to make sense. But I'm not sure if those are the colors I'm going to stick with or not. And when I do, it's going to be obviously on the original. But so that's what I've been playing around with. Let's see here. Okay, so I've got my, let me do the two palette light, the two live stream. There we go. Okay, so can everyone hear me okay? I'm assuming so. No one's saying that they can't hear me. But yeah, so this is a 16 by 20 canvas. It's the thin version. It's not one of the wide ones. It's a thin version, a student grade. And it's going to be a landscape that hold on. I'm getting my reference photo up so I can. There we go. That's the one. Because I want to use it to paint. But this is a sunset, and in the foreground is a little flag sticking in the ground of the American flag, and the sun's kind of peeking through. You know, I love stark stark lighting or dramatic lighting, and so that's kind of what I'm doing. So I laid this down on Monday. Some of it's still not completely dry, but yeah. So I'm going to try to develop. I want to get the flag drawn in, painted in. But let's see if I can share with you real quick. Nope, not that one. Oh, maybe that one. I was just going to share with you the reference photo real quick so you can see what I was working from. Pictures. Bear with me here. I should have added this before the show. But you know, I can't think of everything, I guess. That's it. Open. There we go. All right. So right here is the image that I'm working with. And that's kind of, like I said, I was just blocking it in Monday with the background colors just to get started to place things, you know, in the composition. So that's kind of the, you know, a representation of that will be my painting, hopefully. So yeah, I'm going to delete that now. But that is what I'm working with. There we go. And I need to move this over. There we go. Okay, so let's see if I can get started. I've got yellow ochre, lemon yellow, white, ground white, a mixed purple that I have left over from last night's workings on a different painting, crimson alizarin, burnt umber, ultramarine blue, cobalt teal, a white that's probably got a little bit of color in it that left over from last night's palette, Prussian blue, and then a green, I forget, sap green. So we'll see if I can't get going on this. I got those. I got a bunch of clouds that I'm going to try to see if I can't get going. Let's see here. Grays and blues. Let's see here. I'm going to take this leftover purple that I have. I'm going to add a little bit of ultramarine blue and then a little bit of the burnt umber to kind of get a gray going with that leans one way or another. I gotta get my gal kid out too and get that going. Let's see here. Where do I want that? I want the flag, little flagpole that goes up here, and then the flag comes. All right. I think I got some paint on my hand. So yeah. So I know that it's been a rough week for Art of Zen. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it gets better. I hope that check came in for your wife, honey. I know that was probably scary. I'm going to go ahead and draw this up here. I hope that got settled for you. So this little flagpole thing here. So yeah, it's been a busy week for me. Work is evolving constantly. Many of the people that I have worked with for years are gone or are leaving, and I'm like feeling like one of the last originals, and it's a little unnerving, to say the least. Okay, well, Rick sent me a message uh, saying he sent you 5 pieces, Art of Zen. In fact, let's see, which is a little concerning if you said he hasn't sent anything, but he told me he did. Let me just look at the message that I have. He says, okay, I sent Art of Zen 5 pieces for your 4th of July show. And then he wanted me to send a link to the show, which of course I won't be able to create until next week. So check your messages just to be on. He did it yesterday. No, it says June 22nd is when he sent that message to me. I can ask him where he sent them. My apologies. All right, I don't know when he's going to get back to me. I don't necessarily get notifications on my messages, so hopefully he'll send something. Just to be on the safe side, check. So this flag is going to be Let's see here. I need to get some of my Galkid going too. But you got my Americana piece that I did in May, right? Or at the end of our April, beginning of May. That's the one it's the only one I have that kind of applies. Did you get the stuff from Kim? Did she send you some in messaging as well? Because I know she had a bunch. Okay, why is this not coming off? Ah, there we go. All right, got it. My Galkid's getting very sticky. I'm gonna have to find a way to clean it. But yeah, and I know Ron's working on one too. So we're all kind of doing this last minute stuff. But yeah, some people have family that served in the armed forces or in some other way, shape, or form that contributed to America in some way, and is reminiscent of celebrating. So yeah, there's my flag placement. And now I'm working in oil. The last one I did that was Americana. I did in acrylic. So this is oil. Let's see here. I think I'm going to mix some of this with the leftover white from last night and get a lighter color. I gotta no boogers in the paint, and that is an official term. At least I'm calling it official. Okay, I got a little bit of that. I do need a little bit of this blue in there. Trying to get some of these lighter grays. And then I guess I need to bring in some color after that. Let's see here. I need a bigger brush. That's one of the things I'm trying to pay attention to, is getting a right brush size going. All right, so yeah, this is oil, and I'm kind of going in dark on these clouds, but I think that it'll be a nice contrast. Then I get the brights in there. So it'll really reflect up the light from the sunset that's happening. But yeah, it's been a busy week. we had storms come through early part of this week, and you know, and then they went bye-bye. They passed through, and then we lost power. And it's like, really? That's what we're doing now? It's really just a royal pain sometimes with these storms coming through. So yeah, there's a lot of dark clouds because of the way the sun is setting in this reference. So that's why I'm getting the dark in first. And I'm thinking that I may try to get into the 4th of July gathering in town. I wasn't going to do it because the 4th of July happens to be Ron and mine wedding anniversary. And, I thought, we would probably just hang out together and do stuff. But at the same time, I actually do need to raise more money. Budget's really tight with the changes at work. And so if you saw my post earlier in the week where I said I'm tired of the rat race, that's kind of relates to what I'm talking about. It's like, I want to get out there and do another tent event so that way I can try to sell some more prints. But we're going into a week now, it looks like, where the temperatures are going to get up to like in the low mid 100s coming up. So yeah, not happy about that because I don't think I can do a tent event. And then of course there's always that chance of thunderstorms, and you don't want an art tent out in the hot blazing sun and then a thunderstorm pop up and blow away all your art. So it's like, do you do it or do you not do it? Holy cow, I know this looks really wonky because I'm just touching it here and there, but it will make sense when I come in with some lighter grays and soften it up a little bit. I'm just kind of laying in the darkest parts of these clouds. I gotta get some of the blues. This is in the distance. So yeah, boo. I agree. we don't like we don't like the 100-degree weather. No, no, no. This is a little too loose. Let's see here. I'm trying to get some more blue in some of this. I might have to let some of this dry. Let's see here. Up here. So yeah, I'm trying to get some of these colors coming through. There's some of this blue up here. Up here. So yeah, just touches here and there. I think I might take a no, that's not. I do need a darker blue. I do need to maybe get the a dry brush to kind of blend some of these. So yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, and I know Ron's working on his. So yeah. Now I'm trying to get the grayish purple of the clouds closer to the sunset. Just touches here. So yeah, I really wanted to try to do something more extravagant or larger for the 250th, and I just, I do this part time, so I can't do it as I can't get to as much as I'd like. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would have liked to have done something more grand, more befitting, I guess is the word that I would say that I'd want to do. Uh, see here. I'm scumbling with, and what's scumbling? Scumbling is when you take the side of the brush and you use it to kind of blend paint. Um, so yeah, so you're actually using the full side of the brush, not just the end. So that's what scumbling is. Um, but that's starting to look more like clouds there. Let's see here. Sunset's down here. So yeah, I would have liked to have done something a little bit more than just a small little painting, but just couldn't get there. Just couldn't get there. Down here is still blue, but it's got more of a cobalt teal kind of look to it. So I'm going to go back to that. Ah, almost looks green though. I don't like that green. All right. So yeah, definitely feel like I could have really knocked something out of the park if I had been able to get some more time on something. But that's at this point neither here nor there. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? Well, life hands you a bunch of lemons. Gotta make the lemonade, right? Um, let's see here. And now, right now, just kind of blending these edges a little bit so they're not so stark. Just blend in some of these edges so they're, again, with a scumbling type gesture of the brush here. Try not to get them too muddy, but at the same time, getting them blended so they're not such stark, lines, the clouds, So, let's see here. I think I need a little bit more lightness here. I got to come in with some really bright brights, and that this will make a lot more sense. This will make a lot more sense when I get the brights coming. Again, I'm kind of just blurring the edges with some scumbling technique here. And then I gotta keep that bright blue, a nice bright blue. Let's see here. Let's see, a little delicate, because I need this to dry somewhat fast. I want this to be less streaky on the canvas, so I am applying more paint. In this sky area, this is open sky. And you can see how that's registering now. And I got open sky down here that needs to come back out. So I'm going to get some of that white back in there. There we go. Some white over here. Okay. Wow. Now, just to check in with you, I expected you would have told me if it wasn't, but Zin, getting everything by Saturday is going to give you enough time to do what you need to do for next Wednesday, correct? I know you got hit up with what's happening to you, so let's see here. Now I got this nice orangey looking color here. I need to lighten up a little bit because this is going to go in some of the cloud areas that are reflecting sunlight. That's not light enough. Trying to get these bright areas of cloud that are reflecting the sunlight. to kind of pop out. And I'm just touching the side of the paintbrush. If I try to brush the brush across the colors, they'll just blend. So I'm trying to just lay these colors on top. That's all I'm trying to do. And up here, okay, good to know. You and I will have to probably touch base early next week or sometime next week to kind of just tie off on how we're going to organize it for next week. But other than that, I've got some clouds here that are reflecting sun all the way back here. We got some down low. Again, I'm just touching the sides of the brush on top. Let's see here. Let's see here. Some of these clouds go a little lower, but they're brighter because they're closer to the setting sun. So I don't want them to now in some of this I got to put some pink in there because that seems to be coming across a little bit pinkish or salmon kind of look. I'm just trying to capture some of these colors that make sense. I'm starting to get, my arm is starting to go a little numb. That sometimes happens to me. When I'm painting at shoulder level. All right. So right now I'm going to leave that be, I think. I do think I need to just take and do some of these edges. They're not too stark. Yeah. So this upcoming Monday, we take little Stella to her follow-up appointment to see the vet. Hopefully the vet will say that she's ready to get spayed because she needs to be if she's going to get adopted out. So hopefully, we really don't have the money to be doing this ourselves, but if we don't do it, you know, no one will. there's too many kittens out there already in this area, unfortunately. So we got to do what we can for her. Okay. Whew. So yeah, let me, did I already delete it? I think I did. Okay, so I was gonna show you the picture again. So I got some, oh yeah, yeah, you do a lot of the auto body painting during the day. That's your superpower by day, Goon Cake, right? Doing that. Let's see here now. The distant mountains, they're dark, but are they? How dark are they? Because usually things in the distance are lighter than things in the foreground. So I'm trying to stay true to what I see, but at the same time, I need to keep it so that it's distant. And I want to keep, be true to the reference for the most part. And right here is a tree in the midground that I'll probably paint over this stuff here anyway. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. I just want to make sure I don't muddy this area because that's where the sun is. So yeah. Let's see. I do need some, trying to see what my color is here. That's a greenish gray. And that might work in the distance here. So yeah. Kind of. There's a red, an orange and red that's very much a product of the sun glare down there. So I'm trying to, like I said, keep that from being muddied right now because I want to make sure that that I keep that preserved. I don't want to have to repaint a bright color over a dark if I can help it. So, sort of like having not fresco, frisket, or, you know, see, you should just know. Okay, let's see here. You can see it's starting to shape up just even still right there. Hey Ray, welcome. Good to see you. I go to the chiropractor next Thursday. I go once a month on the first Thursday of each month. So that's what happens to me. I got the pretty dark. Do I want it that dark? There. This is a mid-ground hill that's in shadow over here. Yeah, this is going down a hill, I guess. Yeah, there's some mid-ground hills that are definitely darker here. There's a mid-ground hill here. Yeah, I'm crooked, they say. Hey, Kim, how are ya? Thank you. How you doing, Kim? Good to see you. She's over on YouTube if you're interested in saying hey. Uh, yep, I'm. There is a body of water in the mid-ground. It's barely visible, so, but it's too bright. I think I need to darken it up a hair. There we go. Too bright because it's really kind of in shadow because of the surrounding mountains. So there we go. It's a little darker. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Should be careful, Zin. I think about Kevin. I don't know if you're familiar with Kevin Sorbo. He played Hercules back in the day in the 90s. Um, but he went to a chiropractor. And like I said, I go to chiropractors, so I'm because without me going there, I could be immobile. I mean, so you have to know a good chiropractor. But he went to a chiropractor and he had heard what he felt was the Holy Spirit actually kind of tell him, don't let him, don't let him adjust your neck or whatever. And he had he ended up having issues for a while. It was in his book. But if you're not familiar with his book, um, check it out. It makes me a little nervous, but I've been going to the chiropractor for years and years because I've got scoliosis that goes from the base of my neck all the way down to my tailbone. There's no straight part of my back whatsoever. Um, so, so yeah, I have to be very careful, and if I feel something isn't right, I have to let him know, or if something's not comfortable in the adjustment, that I need to let him know. And he's really good because he would adjust me in a certain way that involved like pretty much twisting me up like a pretzel on the chiropractic um, bed, the horizontal bed, and it was very uncomfortable, and it screwed up my hip for a little while. And so I told him, and he says, next time you come back in and tell me, and I'll make sure that doesn't happen again. And so he's never adjusted me that way. He asked once, and I said, no, don't do it. and he's really good, and he's a nice young kid, very supportive, very good at what he does. I like him, but yeah, I still get a little nervous when they adjust the neck. It doesn't matter who you are. I get a little nervous. I'm going to paint in this mid-ground coniferous tree that comes up here. And of course it's going to blend a little bit into, because this is wet paint that I'm dealing with. So I'll have to come in and darken it later. Almost feel like our favorite landscape painter. You know who? Do you know who? A happy little tree, happy little accidents. Am I going to have a happy little accident here? I don't know. I could possibly have a happy little accident. But this is a mid-ground tree. Bob Ross, that's right, Bob Ross. So yeah, I'm just getting this painted in here. Let's see here. I think I'm going to try to lay in, I got to get 13 stripes on that flag. I got to remember. Does it start off with red up top? I'll have to look. I'm going to get This is a waving flag, so I'm hoping to get this done in time for Saturday to get it to you. Then I'd like to get this one done too. I think I need to go down a little bit more. Block in that. Red top, red bottom. So the top stripe is red, and I go 13 down, right? 13 stripes for the 13 colonies. Am I right or am I right? Oh my gosh, Zen. Holy cow. I can't imagine. Let's see, so how many? 1, 4. I got a lot to do. All right. So right now, I'm just kind of laying in the colors. I'm always right there. Good job, honey. Good job. There's my flag. Okay. All right. Where am I at now here? So, Kim, uh, how'd your day go today? Did you have a good day? Did everything go according to plan? Avoiding any warm. Yeah, this is not going to get dark right now. Trying to get some darker colors in there, and it's just not happening because it wants to blend. And that's fine. I'll just leave it alone for now. And then this mid-ground here is dark areas of greenish blue. So I'm going to do a Prussian blue and a sap green to kind of really saturate that color. Get that nice and dark. Oh, that's really coming in dark. I think this is why I like Prussian blue a lot. Prussian blue just really comes in nice and dark. When you want a nice dark blue, nice dark color, you don't really want black. Prussian blue is should be like a go-to. See how dark that's coming in? It's nice. Over here. I think if I come in with that Prussian blue green that I've got currently right here, that'll darken this tree right up. I'm hoping. I didn't really want it to be a blue. I wanted it to be a dark brown, green. And it's still coming in sort of like that. And that's starting to shape up, I think. Painting from the rear to the front, from background to foreground when it comes to landscapes. Let's see. I'm not using enough of the gal kit. I could be getting into trouble and it not drying fast enough. Yeah. Trying to get the let's see here. There's some actually supposed to be more yellowish. More yellowish, but that's okay. I'll come in with more yellow. Oh, sweet. A 30-foot flag, Kim. That's awesome. You got to get a picture of that. I love the idea of such a big flag. I'll do palette cam here in a minute. I'll show you what it looks like up close. But in the midground here, before it turns into foreground, there is a bit of ground here that is golden, you know, like because of the sun reflecting or shining on the top of the grass. So I'm trying to capture that. Gotta get some more gal kit on this. There we go. That's a little bright. It needs to be bright over here. Sometimes you gotta paint with your fingers. Gotta paint with your fingers, as they say. Okay, well, only those in New England when they need to have their R's missing. Fingers. Paint with your fingers. So yeah, right here on top of this berm is golden grass because the sun is shining on it. Are coming across? I think so. All right, you guys want to see this up close? Hey, Baconator, Jerry, Half Pine Forge Live. Hello, everybody. Yay, an art raid. I'm painting a flag in a landscape for our upcoming Celebrate 250th live stream next Wednesday. So hey, welcome. There we go. Woohoo! Welcome to the stream, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Let me say hello in first person. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I am painting American flag landscape painting. It's 16 by 20. This is going to be, hopefully I can get it done in time, but it's going to be for the 250th. We're going to have a nice live stream next Wednesday celebrating this, hopefully, and other artists' paintings and creative works. So yeah, welcome, welcome everybody. Love, love, love the raids. You guys can raid me anytime. Raid me anytime. And yeah, so this is what I'm doing, and I'm making a mess now because I got too much wet paint. But let me do a palette cam, everybody, so you can see up close and personal. Hopefully I don't knock it out of. I do palette cam up close and personal. All right, everybody, this is what it's looking like. So up close, these are the clouds. You can just see I touched the paint to the canvas and then softened the edges with scumbling. I got my flag blocked in. So the flag is, just so you know what it's kind of going to represent, this is my reference photo. So I'm going for that kind of lighting structure, of course, but in a painterly way. So that's kind of what I'm working on, going from the back to the foreground. Yes, thank you. Yes, please like, subscribe if you're willing, and put a comment in, you know, if you like what you see. I'm going to show you my painting I did recently of my grandson. That's my grandson. That's a 24-inch canvas that I did. I just finished him this week. My inspiration wall of all my artwork sketches and stuff. So welcome to my live stream. This is my art studio. So yeah, this is my workstation. It's a mess, but yep. So there we go. You can see my Bob Ross tree and my sunset going down. And so I just got to get the detail and the dark grass, and then I gotta paint my flag. I think I can get that done in time for Saturday, but that is my current painting up close and personal, everybody. All right, put my palette cam back on so you can see. Palette cam 2 live streams, here we go. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. And so what the finished product, if I'm lucky to get this done by Saturday, will be featured in a live stream next Wednesday on this channel at 8 o'clock. If you're interested in checking out all the artwork from our group is made up of visual artists, musicians, people who write poems and short stories and things like that. So we're going to have that. We're going to have photographs of loved ones, our forebears that came before us to help America stay free. So yeah, that's what we're doing next Wednesday. So you're welcome to join in or rate it up. We're all right with that. Come on down. So yeah, just getting the golden grass going here. I'll have to get one of my specialized brushes to start getting the grass going. I love Bob Ross. Bob Ross was great because so long as you weren't sitting in the recliner watching him, you could stay awake and watch him put something amazing together. Some people would look down on his artwork because he was just so prolific, but prolific means you're good at creating art, so yeah, love Bob Ross. I'm right now, I got some of this stuff right here that's not coming out very well, so I'm bringing that in. There we go. So yeah, so that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm not much of a landscape painter myself. I do like to do portraits and people, but doesn't stop me from trying. You got to try something new when you're not comfortable, because let me tell you, that's how you grow. That's how you grow. Trying to get some of the brightness of the sky. There we go. There we go. Nice to be rated and have a bunch of people show up. Very nice. Appreciate it, everybody. Appreciate it very much. So yeah, I gotta get my flag going too. But I just thought it'd be nice to do a representation of America the Beautiful with an American, excuse me, an American flag that features. So yeah, that's gotta get the. I'm using Prussian blue and sap green in this dark, very, very dark foreground grass, as it is coming back down the berm, so it's out of the sunlight. So that's how you know what tonal values you need, is where is the light coming from, and that is how you know how to do this stuff. What I think I need to do is get a fan brush and then do some upward strokes of it to kind of give some blade of grass look to it. See here, got some more dark areas. So yeah. All right, where's my fan brush? All right, fan brush, where is it? Aha. What I'm doing here is trying just to give an effect of grass with the brush stroke of the fan brush. It's coming along pretty well tonight. Kind of really made some good progress with it. It's kind of impressionistic, I would say. There you go. Cool beans. All right. So yeah, I got to get the striping figured out here. I want to make sure I'm accurate. I got to do the stars on the flag, and then I need to get indications of like field flowers here. But once I develop that flag, it'll really pop. But yeah, that's coming along. Coming along. For a landscape that I'm not a landscape painter. But yeah, we're approaching 9:30, and that's usually when I wrap up, only because I respect people's time when they come in to watch me. I go for about an hour and a half. I could probably keep painting on this though, but it's also very wet. So that's the other thing, is that once it gets a little wet, it's a little more difficult to keep getting detail, because then it starts just to blend. But yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot I didn't have my palette cam up. Yeah, not bad, I would say. Let me see if I can do the full camcorder. Let's see here. So you can see my happy tree. You can see some of the brush marks from the fan brush. So yeah, I think I can get this completed by Saturday. It's definitely going to be impressionistic. Yeah. I haven't watched your latest video, Mooncake. I have to get on the YouTube and watch it. And then you're doing pretty well on that, by the way, Mooncake. Congratulations. Um, if everybody has a YouTube and everybody has a Rumble channel, whatever, put it in the comments so everyone else can follow everybody else. I'm okay with that. Just make sure you follow me too, please. Do all the algorithmic things as well. Check out my art at MidLifeArtist.com. Check out my gallery. I gotta upload my painting of Benin, my grandson, because that's the latest painting I finished, along with my butterfly painting. I got prints coming into that. So yeah, check out my gallery. If anything suits your fancy, I do have prints of practically everything in my shop, and they're pretty reasonable. I'm looking to raise some money, so I can take a trip to meet my second grandson come September. So any support you can offer, that'd be great. If you don't, excuse me, fancy any artwork but would like to support me, I do have a Cash App, Midlife Artist. You can connect, I think, from my connection page to that. I am not above asking. So, but yeah, I'd like to earn my living with my art, and I'm hoping I get there with that. But yeah, if you, thanks for hanging in with me this evening and for watching me develop this painting. If you're interested, please join in next Wednesday at 8 o'clock on this channel because we will be doing the Art Collective group live stream that celebrates America's 250th with creative projects from our membership to highlight them, to also highlight our forebears who helped contribute to the freedoms that we all enjoy. We're going to be celebrating America. So this channel next Wednesday at 8 o'clock, it's strictly about celebrating America and celebrating the artists of the group. And if you're interested in knowing what that group is about, go to True Social to groups and look up the Arts Collective. It's a small group. We keep it cool. We try to keep the trolls out. We try to keep the riffraff out, and only people who are interested in being creative, encouraging creatives, who is a patron of the creative, you're welcome to join as long as the group rules are followed. So yeah, we welcome you friends, we welcome observers. So come back next week, Wednesday, this channel, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, to celebrate America's 250 with us, about God's beautiful country, America, and our creative community. And again, do all the algorithmic things like this channel, subscribe, comment, leave your channel in the comments so we can all connect. And you guys have a great night. Have a great rest of the week. And try to stay cool. It sounds like we're in for some hot stuff this coming week. So make sure your AC is up to snuff because it's a coming. All right. Have a good night, everybody. And I'll see you next week when we celebrate America.